This video is going to go over the introduction to finding functions from a table. Right here, first, before we even start, I want to go over right here this information. So first off, you have the equation. You can write it, for example, if you wrote y equals 3x plus 5. If I wrote it as a function, you could have it as f of x equals 3x plus 5. Y equals and f of x mean the same thing. Now, out of this, looking at these, what number is the coefficient? Well, the coefficient is the number that's always with x. Some people think it's the one that's always in the beginning, and that's not what it is. It's the number that's with x. The constant is the 5. It's the one that is by itself. It doesn't have a variable attached to it. Next, to review, we have our independent and dependent variable. Independent is the x, dependent is the y. Okay, so now let's go and look back here at these functions right here. You have a table with a bunch of ordered pairs. These ordered pairs are like 0, 5. If I would actually write them out, we have 0, 5, we have 2, 9, 3, 11, 5, 15. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're taking these ordered pairs and we're putting them in a table, and we're going to find the equation that contains all these points that the line will go through. So the first thing that you are going to want to do, you're going to want to go to here to this triangle y. Okay, this is called delta. Triangle y means delta y. It is the change in y. Okay, so just like over here, triangle x, that's the change in x. So first off, the change in y. I'm going to figure out, how do I go from 5 to 9? Okay, this says y2 minus y1. What this means is, I know that positive numbers seem to be easy to figure out. How do you get from 5 to 9? It's plus 4. But say you didn't know. If I go on my calculator right here, and you're going to go in your home screen, and you're going to put the bottom number, let's see, let me clear this out. Put the bottom number 9 minus the top number, so minus 5. And I'm going to press enter. It's 4. That's where I come up to 4. So the next one, I have 11. Let's see, where'd it go here? Minus 9. Press enter, and you get 2. So over here, let's see here. All right, let's go here. I have, my pen is off a little bit, sorry about that, is plus 2. Okay, so I've got right here plus 4 and plus 6. Step 2, I got all these red marks on here, but I'll erase those real quick. All right, step 2 is to come over here and find delta y. Delta y is delta x, the change in x, delta x. Right here, I'm going to go from 0 to 2, which is plus 2. Right here, from 2 to 3, plus 1. From 3 to 5 is plus 2, and 5 to 8 is plus 3. Remember that in your calculator you can find these out the same way. Take the bottom number 8 minus the number above it, which is 5, and press enter. Okay, that's how you can find all these deltas right here. Now the next thing you need to do, you're going to come over here. Step 3 is to define delta y over delta x. Okay, another name for that is going to be your coefficient. We're also going to call it the rate of change. So now, right here, I'm going to look over here, and delta y is 4 over 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. I have 2 divided by 1, which is 2. I have 4 divided by 2, I have that already right there. And then I have 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now all of these numbers right here, these are all the same. That's what you need it to be. If they are all the same, then you are fine and you can proceed. The other thing I want to mention in here is if they're all the same, that means that this data is linear. What do you notice about the word linear? It has line in it. This means that if delta y over delta x is the same, it's going to be a straight line. Okay, that'll become important later on in this unit. So right here is where I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put my coefficient in the process column. So I have 2 all the way down. And I think I need to move down my board just a little bit. Next to that, though, I'm going to put my x. My x, I guess I went too far. My x is my term number. My y is my value. So now I'm going to put in here 0, 2, 3, 5, 8, 53, and x. Now, right here, if I multiply these two together, if I take 2 times 0, I get 0. Well, is that what I have in here in the y column? No. What do you have to do to 0 to get to 5? You have to add 5. So what I'm looking for here is I need to add or subtract a number, which will be my constant. So now let's look here. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, I believe my constant is 5. So I'm going to fill this out, this whole chart down. Okay. Now, this right here is called my rule. What I need to do before you ever proceed any farther is to go into your calculator and press y equals. Put in there 2x plus 5. And now we need to press second graph, and we need to check. Oh, now see, I'm way up here in the 76s. So I either press this button here, or if I want to move back faster. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Let's try this again. I'll go second window. Let me go, and I'm going to type in 0 to go back to the beginning. And I'm going to look and see if I have 0, 5. Yes, I do. 2, 9. There's 2, 9. 3, 11. Yep. 5, 15. And 8, 21. I sure do, so that means I'm correct. So now I can go, let's see, my pen keeps disappearing on me. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see. I'm going to come down here. Now my function right here, I'm going to write f of x let's see if I can find my pen. It's kind of freaking out on me. Here we go. 2x plus 5. I can also write my equation, y equals 2x plus 5. What is my coefficient? My coefficient is the 2. My constant is the 5. Now, we already did that up there. Now, the independent variable right here, the independent variable, remember, is the x. It's the x, which is the term number in your table. Dependent, right here, the dependent, that's your y, which is in your value column. Now, it says what is the term number when the value is 125? So right here, I'm going to go, make sure you have this in y equals. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to build a table. I don't know what the term number is. I'm looking for the value, the y number, when we have 125. Well, one way I can do that is by, if I look up here, I've got 2x plus 5. I can do it by hand. 2x plus 5 equals 125. And then you can solve this equation by subtracting 5 from each side. 2x equals 120. Divide by 2. X equals 60, which would mean my x number is 60. Oh, I guess I need to put the 0 on there. The other way you can do that is by going in the calculator, going to second graph, and going to look. You can hold the button down until your y number is 125. There's not a quick way to do this when you're looking for the y numbers other than just putting in the button, pressing in the buttons right there and just searching the whole way in here. Okay, now since I do know the answer, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put in there 60 and press second graph. And there's my answer, is 125. Now I did notice that I forgot to do something here. If I go up here, right here, it asks me for the 53rd term. What is the value? So I'm going to go to where x is 53, and x is 53 right here, which is 111. So right here, I've got this to be 111. Next, the next question, what it asks you to do, let's come down here. It says to plot the first 2 points. Well, the first 2 points, when I go up here, on your paper is 0, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put a dot, and 2, 9. Over 2, up 9, put a dot. Now it asks, though, for you to graph the function. That means to draw the line. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to connect my dots, and there is my function on the graph. Okay, so the next one, the next problem right here, well, let's look and remember, what is step 1? Step 1 is to find delta y, the change in y. Well, right there, getting from -10 to -4. If you know it, that's great. If you get confused, you can always do this, or you want to double check. Take -4, take the bottom number right here, minus the top number, which is -10. And I want you to press enter. You get 6, so this is plus 6. Right here, here's the next one. Let's do this again. Let's go 8 minus -4. Enter. Gives you 12. So I have plus 12. I'll continue on here. Plus 9 and plus 6. Next, step 2 is delta x. How do you get from -3 to -1? I can put in there -1, take the bottom number, minus the top number, -3, and enter. Gives me a positive 2. The next one, take the bottom number, 3, minus the top number, -1, press enter, and I get 4. I can continue on here. A lot of times when it's the positives, it's easier. Remember, step 3 is delta y over delta x. What was the other name for that? Coefficient, rate of change. Okay, so right here, now I'm going to go and I'm going to take 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Then you have 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, since they're all the same, that's good. Remember we said that if they're all the same, that means it's linear. It means it's going to make a line, a straight line. Okay, so next up here, my coefficient goes here in the process column. So I have 3 all the way down. Next to the 3, we put the x. Remember, the term number is the x. Value is the y. So I have -3, -1, 3, 6, 8, 76, and x. Okay, well now you don't have to start. You have to find the constant. Remember, you have to add or subtract to find the constant. Okay, I'm not, you don't have to start at the very beginning. I'm going to go down here to where it's 3 times 3. I'm going to multiply those two numbers right there. 3 times 3 is 9. What do you have to do to 9? To get to 8, you need to subtract 1. So right here I have 3 times 6, which is 18. What do you have to do? Subtract 1. I need to subtract 1 the whole way down. Now I need to go and check. I'm going to go in my calculator. I'm going to put in there 3x minus 1. And we need to go to second graph. And, I'm way up high, so let's go to second window. Go to where it says 0. And second graph. Now I'm going to start here and look. I have -3, -10, Oh, where'd my pen go here? Disappeared on me again. Now I have, oh, it's freaking out on me. Sorry on that. I have -1, -4, 3, 8, 6, 17, and 8, 23. That means that I have the correct rule. Let's see here. All right, so right here, remember, this is called my rule. I need to find this missing information right here. I need to find the 72nd or 76th term. So I can do one of a couple things. I can go on my calculator and put 3 times 76 minus 1 and press enter. Or you can go into your table. I'm going to go second window, type in 76, second graph, and I have 227. So now when you come down here to answer your questions, your function is f of x equals 3x. Let's see here. Right here I need to do this. Just a second. Okay, and now, sorry guys, I got distracted just a little bit. Sorry, I had to do something. Here we go, it's -1. So my equation is y equals 3x minus 1. Remember, my rate of change is the same as the coefficient. The coefficient, or delta y, over delta x, that is 3. My constant is -1. Now right here when they're asking you for the domain, remember domain is x, so I'm going to write d equals my set notation. Up here, what do I have for my x numbers? -3, -1, so I'm going to write -3, -1, 3, let me look back up here, 6, 8, and 76. 6, 8, and 76. My range is my y's. So if I go back up here and look, I have -10, -4. I have -10, -4, 8, 17, and 23. Oh, and what was that? That last one was 227. The next question they have for you is, what is the term number? Remember, term number is the x when the y number is -190. Now to do this out by hand, I can take 3x minus 1 equals -190, and I can solve from here. I can add 1 to each side. I get 3x equals -189. I can divide by 3. X equals -63. Or I go to my calculator and I can go and look and see where it equals -190. So you would have to just press the buttons and be able to search through it and find it. There's not a quick way to find it when you're looking for y. But since I know that x is -63, I'll go and look, and there it is, -63. The last one on this introductory page right here. Let's go first and go through and remember that term number is my x, value is my y. Delta y is my first step. How do I get from 7 to -1? I will go in my home screen and I'll put, let me clear this out, you don't have to, but just to make it nicer, -1, the bottom number, minus the top number, which is 7. Press enter. So this right here is -8. We're getting more negative. I have -16, -4, -8. Step 2 is delta x. Right here is +2, +4, +1, +2. Step 3, Delta y over delta x. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Negative 16 divided by 4. Negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. Negative 4 divided by 1 is negative 4. Now remember, this is my coefficient. And that goes down here, down the first column. All the way down. Let's see if I can go down here a little bit more and find my x. There we go. Negative 4. Now, remember that if all of these are the same right here, that it is linear. It makes a line. Okay, so now after the coefficient comes the x. So I'm going to put negative 3, negative 1, 3, 4, and 6. And if I come down here a little bit more, I'm going to put x. Now, right here, as you're looking, one thing I do right here, you can choose any of them. None of them seem real friendly. But this one won't be bad. This is negative 4 times negative 3 is 12. What do you have to do to 12 to get to 7? Minus 5. So I think minus 5 is my constant. So right here, I'm going to write this down. Now remember, what is this called right here? This is called your rule. Go to y equals. Let's put in there negative 4x. Oh, let's see if I can get this back here. 4x minus 5. I'm going to press second graph. And remember, double check all your points. Let's go back. Second window, negative 3. Second graph. Let's see. It says negative 3, 7, negative 1, negative 1, 3, negative 17, 4, negative 21, 6, negative 29. Okay, so now, let's see if I can get this working again. All right. So now I'm going to come down, and my function, f of x equals negative 4x minus 4, or I can write the equation, oh, not 4, sorry, I've got people banging at the door here. I've got negative 4x minus 5. My coefficient is negative 4. My constant, negative 5. What would be the 62nd term? Well, oh, and so I'm going to go in here. What would be the value? What would be the y, x and y, when I have the 62nd term? Okay, if I do this by hand, negative 4 times 62 minus 5, I can do it that way. Or I go in my calculator where I have my equation. I'm going to go second window, type in 62, second graph. My answer is negative 253. Okay, and you'll get that answer right there. Next, the other way I can do it, what would be, in this one it says, not another way you can do it, just another problem, what is the term number? What is the x when the y is negative 41? X then y, whoops, negative 41. Well, I can do this by hand by negative 4x minus 5 equals negative 41. Then you solve this equation. Or you go in your calculator and look and see. I'm going to go back here. Oh gosh, let's see. Go right here, put in there 0, I mean. Second graph, look and see where it's negative 41. Oh, I missed it, and it's going crazy. All right. It is 9, so my answer is 9. Now, the last thing they have on here is list your ordered pairs. All they want you to do is write these ordered pairs, the x, then the y. So I'm going to come over here, and I've got negative 3. Oh, I didn't even see what they were. Negative 3, 7. Negative 1, negative 1. 3, negative 17. The next one up here, 4 and 6. Let's see, I've got 4 and 6, negative 21, and negative 29.